Um, and next, we are going to be bringing on the one, the only Miss Cat Breet. Let's get her on here. I am dying to have her. Woo! Miss Cat. Where'd she go? Nina?
Oh, we're going to try to get her on.
Is Nina with us? I think Nina had to abandon us. Let's try to bring her on ourselves. There we go.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Kat. I'm really good. How are you today?
Hi, Michaela. I'm awesome. What a great way to end the year is with you two and all of your fabulous guests.
Hey.
So.
Thank you. And I want you guys to know, so Kat did this on the spur of the moment because another guest bailed on me.
That's awesome.
So thank you so much.
They don't want to hear us rattling on, or us. Yeah, they don't want to hear us rattling on.
No. But I wanted to start off because I love your origin story, Kat. So you have a fascinating business, but you started off in staffing and recruiting. Yeah. What prompted you to start your own business?
Well, as a fellow staffing industry pro, you'll appreciate this. I started dreaming about starting my own business when I was working for a toxic boss in a global staffing firm that was making tons of money, placing tons of people, and they just were treating people like dirt. And I got good enough at my trade and successful enough that I was like, I'm not going to stand for this anymore. One of my bosses actually said to me, we are not the Red Cross. You've got to stop trying to help everybody. And my business brain said, I know you're right. I know I can't spend an hour for free helping everybody who asks me for it. But man, I want to find a way to help everybody. And I think there's a way to do it. So anyway, he lit a little fire in my belly. And it took me 12 years to start my own business. What prompted, timing wise, I dreamed about it for a few years. What made me pull the trigger actually fits what you've been talking about with Michaela and Maggie and Sammy today, which is women quitting the workforce because of caregiving, moms, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And incidentally, I think the stats you were looking at around women quitting rates must have been 2019 because 2020 blew that all up in September. September of this year, 817,000 women quit.
Isn't that amazing?
Versus 200 and some thousand men. So things have changed. So anyway, that pretty much happened to me. I had 2 babies in diapers. My nanny quit. My mother was dying. And my dad had a massive stroke. And I was juggling 60 hours a week and all of that. And I turned down a promotion that I desperately wanted to choose my family first. And I quit and started my own business. And I needed my business to do 2 things for me. I needed flexibility. Mm-hmm. That I needed to be able to go to the hospital with my parents and be with my kids. So flexibility and more money per hour. So you talked a little earlier about women earning, equivalent to men. Mm-hmm. I knew that the only way for me to make more money and work less was to go out on my own. So it was a family crisis that prompted me to leave the workforce and start my own business. But that was 14 years ago, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I know. Isn't it the best? So guys, just from 2 entrepreneurs here, it's great because you make your own schedule. I mean, you work a lot. Don't get me wrong. This is not a slacking off type scenario. You work a lot, but you get to, so I live in the Treasure Coast in Florida, right? I'm going to brag a little bit about that. I live by the beach. It's phenomenal. And if I wake up one day and go, yeah, I know.
I am in Florida today. I am not in Florida on the beach.
I know. I am getting some hate looks from those that can't see us right now. This is so funny. So, but I live by the beach. And if I wake up one morning and say, I need to see the ocean, I just go do it. Nobody stops me. I just do it. I may answer some emails from the ocean, but I at least get to go look at it, which is really nice. And it's also amazing because you get to be more authentic to yourself. I think working for yourself, you get to say, and Michaela, you even know this too, because really and truly you're independent, right? So in everything you do, whether it's marketing for me / your other clients, or if it's in therapy, you get to be more authentically you. And that's when you're the most successful.
Oh God, yes. Especially in counseling, and especially with the counseling that I do. Yes, when I am authentically myself and free to be myself is when I am best. So I can definitely relate. Definitely.
Yes. I think that when you have something that is your passion. So guys, if you're stuck in a job and you're like, or you're job hunting, you're like, I just need a job, right? I just need a job. That could be okay for right now because you do have to pay bills. Okay. Not knocking that. Sometimes that's just the scenario. But when you're looking down the road, start creating a plan that gets you into a position, whether you're working for yourself or working for someone else, that feeds your passion. Because ladies, that is where we blow it up. I have never seen a woman that when you put her in line with her passion, doesn't just knock it out of the park. Hadn't happened yet. I have watched this. Oh, in fact, actually, there are statistics about that too, that women, and I don't have them in front of me, but there are plenty of statistics that show that women, when passionate about something, are far more successful than men. So ladies, take this seriously. Feed that passion. And so I want to ask you, Kat, on that note about feeding passion, how do you go about, because you said you did it, right? You went into something that feeds your passion.
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that? Because a lot of people always ask me that, how?
Yeah. It's one thing to say, and I say to people all the time, find your fire. And that incidentally will change depending on where you are in your life. So early in my career, my fire was that boss saying, we are not the Red Cross. Stop trying to help everybody. And I was like, I'm going to find a way. So that kept me going. That also helped me start my business. My fire now is to give other people the tools and the courage to find their fire, chase their dreams, ask for more money, whether it's full-time or starting your own business. However, yes, I've got that fire in my belly. I know exactly what it is. I jump out of bed every day focused on that. And that's what drives me and gets me standing up every day. However, that's different than knowing how your fire is going to feed you financially.
True story.
And just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean there's any money in it. Let's be honest. Your show is pro bono. My live show is pro bono. And that is fire, man. Yeah, Michaela, you know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, we love helping people, but where's the money? So this was a real challenge for me. To those of you that are thinking about starting your own business, before you pull the trigger, unless you've got a whole bunch of money in the bank, before you quit that full-time job, you need A, money in the bank. B, you got to find the fire. And C, you need to know who's going to buy.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter. You can be the best thing since sliced bread, but if you're sitting on the shelf and nobody is spending cash on it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And especially in the space that we're in, so many people want help with their career, and I love it. But I have to be strategic from a business perspective and put some boundaries around it. Because otherwise, I would just give up. I'd give away 60 hours a week for free. And I have been guilty of that. I got to rein myself in and set some boundaries and figure out where's the money. And do that first. And then I'll have more time and freedom to give out more pro bono.
100%. And that's exactly what I have going on. Titan feeds me. Career launch is how I give back.
That's your passion project. And I'm so happy, Kat, that you brought up the fire, that passion, because what motivation, and we've talked in previous episodes about that fear of branching out on your own, that fear of doing something new. When you find that fire in your belly, guys, and you find that passion, it blows fear out of the water. It really does.
Yes, it does. And so talking about that and blowing fear out of the water, that was a really good segue, Michaela. I want to talk about, so again, we have a lot of job seekers watching, including Liz. Hi, Liz. So by the way, if anybody out there is looking for an amazing assistant or somebody who works around events, check out Liz. She is amazing and has dropped her LinkedIn in the comments. So for
Liz,
our job seekers,
I might have a client for you, Liz. Just yesterday, a woman in business said she needs a virtual assistant. So
Liz, reach out to Kat Breet. There you go. I see. This is yay. Connections happening on Career Launch. This is what I like to see. Now I'm happy. My soul is fed. What can we say? What did you say, Michaela, that I said was brilliant? Now I've lost my brain.
The fire.
No, not that. We talked about that. There was something, ferocity. There you go. Ferocity. That's what it was. So as you are job searching, right? You have to have that ferocity and you have to present yourself a certain way, right? So first, let's talk about one of my favorites, which is your social media. This is what Kat just took a deep breath. For those of you that cannot see her.
I'll do a centering exercise after this, guys. We'll be okay. We'll get through it.
Yes. Everyone follow Michaela after this for a breathing exercise. All right. So Kat, how do you tell people to manage their social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the way to LinkedIn while they're job searching, especially ladies? Because we have some particulars that we have to be extra careful about.
Yeah. I like to keep things super simple. And 2 things. First of all, my dad always said to me, and I hated him for it, you will be judged by the company you keep.
Yes.
I hated him for it. I argued about it all the time with him, but it's true. So you have to pay attention, especially on Facebook, Instagram, those more casual social media platforms. Mm-hmm. You will be judged by the people that you're hanging out with and their profiles and what you like and comment. The second thing is people are checking you out on LinkedIn and on social media, all of it. You don't get a second chance for a first impression. And so my simple trick there is every single time you're about to post a bikini shot or a beer bong shot or a nasty comment about a politician, whatever, I want you to ask yourself one question. Would this make my mama proud?
Ooh.
And if you don't want your mom or your dad to see that post, take your fingers off that phone and don't post it. It's that simple. Yeah. If you aren't proud enough to stand by that comment, that like, that post with everybody, then you shouldn't do it. And a lot of people they hate me when I say that, but they know in their bones it's true. Not only will you be judged when somebody sees that live, but you know what? Especially for job seekers, everything you do online is there forever. You can you can check all the boxes that you want to be private and anonymous. I got to tell you, it doesn't take much for me, and I'm stupid with technology. It doesn't take much for me to go snoop and find some very unflattering stuff about you online, and I don't want to know about it. I don't. So
and I see that
spiel
all the time. And ladies, again, I live in South Florida, right? So if you got on my Facebook and you really scrolled, you'd see some bathing suit shots. They're not sexy. Yeah. Trust me. Oh. And I'm not dissing myself.
Like a cat with your legs.
No, I'm not arching my back and all of that. No.
Yoga poses.
Yeah, some yoga poses on the beach, at the nude beach. Seriously, you will see pictures of me, but not in a sexy way. And I think that that's important for male and female, but especially ladies, because one of the things that we're combating in the market is this idea that we can't be serious business people, which is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to just put that out there, but it is true. You have to overcome. And in order to overcome some of these prejudices, you have to take personal responsibility. Okay. It's just like I tell mamas, ladies, it's beautiful that you have kids. When you get the job, talk about your kids. While you are interviewing for the job, do not talk about your kids. No, because here, and I don't mean you can mention them briefly, once or something like that. That's okay. But I've seen a lot of women, and it's always women for some reason, that just go on and on and on. And you know what you just told me? I'm going to call in every single time my kid goes and sniffles. I'm going to call in every time they have a school play. I'm going to call in for prom. That's what you just told me. You told me that you can't separate, that you can't also be a professional, right? And one thing that my mother taught me, we're talking about our mamas earlier, one thing that our mother, I should say, since Michaela's here too, that our mother taught us is that it's important to be a person and a mom. Right? So you be a mama, you be the best darn mama you can be, but also show your kids how to be a person, and separate those things. You're always a mama. That's okay. But can I focus on the task at hand? That's what hiring managers want to know. Job people. I nearly said job people, really, but that's what hiring managers want to know. Seriously, is that you can focus. And also the same thing about being sexy. Don't be putting your business out there, and don't go to an interview with your bra hanging out. I have seen that so many times. I can't even count. Please do not do that, ladies. Look dignified. Come on. And don't wear your Saturday night makeup. Look at Kat. Okay. If you can see the screen right now, if you're not listening to the podcast version of this, you can see the screen. Look at Kat Breet. This is how professional makeup looks. Yeah, there you go, Kat. Just put your face right in there so they can see it. And then you got me. I'm not wearing any makeup. I don't think Michaela is either. We rock. Okay, we're rocking the all natural kind of look. But there you go. Michaela looks professional too, so she has a little bit. Yeah. So there you go. Two great examples. Just keep it professional. That's so important.
Don't go nuts. Well, I mean, if you're applying for like a beauty a beauty,
yes,
okay, go nuts. But if you're going to like a business, like I don't know what's a good business, like an accounting firm, maybe don't put on the same kind of makeup that you would, or do.
No.
Yeah,
know your audience.
It goes for clothes too. Like I was like, I'm with Catherine and Michaela. I'm gonna have a little fun today.
Oh yeah.
But I would never wear this for an initial interview with a prospective client in the financial services industry. Now, if I was interviewing in an ad agency, I used to sell consultants to ad agencies. You better believe I'd be in my sassy outfit.
Oh, yeah.
So know your audience.
Yes, know your audience. And that's exactly it. If you can look up the person who's interviewing you ahead of time, that will help. Look at how they dress. Look at how they present themselves. Do you have a common TV show that you can laugh about, or a common charity that you can go back and forth about? Look that kind of stuff up. It'll help you. So Kat, before.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, gets good at stalking. Ooh, that's good advice. Don't be too creepo though. That'll be a whole other. Go back to our previous episodes to learn how to not be creepy if you need to. Right. But I want to ask you, Kat, because I'm going to be asking all of our guests this, all of our lovely lady guests. What is the most stupid, idiotic thing that someone has ever said to you as a woman in business about being a female in business?
Yeah. And on the one hand, I'm with Sammy. Fortunately, I haven't heard a lot about being a woman, and I haven't heard anything about being a woman in business, but I did hear something that cut me to the bone that you mentioned earlier. So back to my origin story, I married a guy from South Africa who I still adore, and we're still married. His parents bought me a zebra as a wedding present. Super
that's
fun.
Cool. I want a zebra.
So cool.
Super fun. And so I, of course, went to South. They're like, but he's going to live on our farm in South Africa. You have to come visit us to see him. And please bring our son. So, of course, I went to South Africa and I wanted to find my zebra in a herd of 30. And I couldn't. Like, I had my head shot and my binocs. And I'm like, where is he? And I could never find my guy because they all look alike. So this is where the noodle started, that, when I'm recruiting at first blush, all the candidates look the same. My job is to help them stand out from the herd. What if I started a business and called it Zebra Backwards, called myself a stripe changer, and taught people how to stand out from the herd? And I thought this was hysterical and awesome.
Which it is.
And then I started my business, and every professional I admired and respected said to me, ooh, I don't think anybody's going to take you seriously and buy from you if you call yourself a stripe changer and name your company Zebra Backwards. And so I was really scared. I thought I was going to be hungry and unemployed. But guess what? People love it. And the few people that don't, they would have never bought from me anyway.
Exactly. Yes. And be smart with how you brand yourself. But you had an authentic idea, and you made sure that your name reflected that idea. So I love that. No, that's great advice. And ladies, take that advice. In fact, that was a great leadway into our next guest, who's going to talk to us about how to best brand yourself.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a great Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Bye. And by the way, guys, you can connect with all of our guests today by looking in our comments and finding their LinkedIn link. We have the LinkedIn link for every single one of our guests today in the comments.